Ladies and gents, once again, welcome to the Nugget of Inspiration podcast where we live to inspire. I'm your host, Person Tlagani Pumasilela, and today we are joined by Thabo the Don, the founder of Touch Active. He goes by the real name of Thabo Lekgeu, right?
Yes. That's right.
Yeah, he's the founder of Touch Active. It's a gym that is based here at Creole. Um, yeah, he will elaborate everything because now I'll be looking at my phone. Welcome, Thabo the Don, the one and only Thabo the Don, the fitman.
Fitness guy.
The fitness guy.
Oh, thanks for having me, man.
Thank
It's
you
a
very
pleasure.
much. Yeah, it's really a pleasure, man. And just let us know what you do and the inspiration behind fitness. I saw whilst researching and rather looking at your profiles, I saw that you also do hiking. and all
Yes.
that. Yeah.
It's
Just
a
intro-
passion of mine.
okay.
Mm.
Just introduce yourself to people and let us know what you do and where you're from, Azala Gupi, and yeah, the journey behind.
Touch active.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good day, ladies and gents. Thanks for the intro, man.
Sure, bro.
I come out Thabo the Don, legally Thabo Lekgeu. But you know, maybe I actually come in three parts.
Okay.
There's Thabo, there's Touch, and then there's Don.
Okay.
All right.
Mm.
So Udoni, let me start with Don.
Yeah.
Don is the go-getter. Don is the guy you never dare to mess with.
Sure.
About Don is the guy who's out there. You know, he's the guy who makes things happen. Then there's Touch, who's part of the Touch Active brand. All right, he's the fitness guy. He's the guy who loves people. He's the guy who likes to uplift people and encourage people. All right, and then there's Thabo. Then Thabo is the cumulative thereof. I think most of the people get to see Thabo when they are closer to me.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's what I'm about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You said Dawn is the go-getter.
Yes.
How do you as a person get to a point where you get to see different characters of yourself, or rather, as you categorize yourself into three? How do you result to seeing yourself in that sense?
Different situations require different parts of you.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
So Thabo, I would say chilile, man. You know, he's the family guy.
Yeah.
He's the friend. He's the husband. You know, he's the brother. He's the son. All right.
Okay.
So it's not that I'm a totally different person.
Sure.
It's just a different dimension of me at the time.
Okay.
You know, for instance, when I'm at the gym or when I'm in a business meeting, I need to get my thinking cap on. You know,
That's true.
that's where I'm touching base on my cerebral
Okay.
aspects of myself. That's where I'm going beast mode. So that's where Dawn comes in.
Yeah.
All right. And then when I'm dealing with people, because I'm dealing with certain characters, personalities, different situations, as you can imagine, that working with people can easily, some situations can make you lose your emotions.
True.
So I need that calm side of me, you know, the friendly part side of me to deal with those situations.
Okay.
All right. So most of people experience Dawn cool.
Okay.
And professionally, people experience Touch. But my inner circle experience Thabo. You know, those are my closest people. That's my inner circle and that's my family.
Yeah. That's very interesting, man. That's really interesting. I think it's important, man, to like have that mental capability to literally have the ability to face every situation as being one person, but in different forms. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
The story behind Touch Active. How have you come about to really start the brand and to see yourself journeying through fitness and becoming a fitness expert, if I may put it in that way?
Yes, it's a journey that started, I think more than, what year is it now? 2025?
2025, yeah.
I think 10 years or 11 years ago, 2014.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's 11 years.
Okay.
So it started off 2014.
Sure.
And how it started off through depression.
Sure.
And then fitness was my way to as an outlet. And then through that journey of, trying to find myself and getting out of the space I was in, with fitness being the outlet, I totally spun at a local gym as an administrator. I worked there for about a year, right?
Okay.
And then I was fired.
Sure.
Yeah,
okay.
I was fired. I was fired for starting Touch Active.
Okay.
You understand? So while I was in there, that's when I started helping people, engaging with people. I think I was 20, 21 at the time.
Okay.
So I was still a very young chap myself. And then it was a passion that I discovered through that journey. I started helping people, and that's where the Touch Active brand was birthed.
Okay.
Some people think it's named after me, but it's actually not. Okay. So how the story came about is that I wanted to do something that could actively touch people's lives. So that's how Touch Active came about. So some people, that's how Thabo, Touch, Active, Fitness, what the Touch Active, that's not the story. It was based on how can we actively touch people's lives, and that's how we came to naming the brand Touch Active. So since then, I had a mild depression in my time. So what happened is being spun, and then I lost my job. And then I lost my job. I was heavily in debt. I think being a 20, 21-year-old with 60K in debt,
that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Too much.
Right. Sure. And here am I working there as administrator. I'm earning like 2.5 a month. And I need to live on that money. I need to, pad it out and make my way up in life. So I saw a gap. I saw an opportunity in the market. And I discovered a passion about myself, that I love helping people, that I love actively touching people's lives, because through personal training and through the whole fitness community, we talk about what's happening in our lives, and then before you know it, you're the voice of positivity to other people. You become that voice of influence, that voice of a comforter, of an advisor, So I saw that is something I could do, and I pursued it. Like I literally took a dream and ran with it. And I actually didn't know where it was going. But as I was pursuing this, I decided to get a formal education. So I did a fitness diploma through Trifocus Fitness Academy, and then slowly but surely, you find your way. You find your way. And I've done some epic work. I've worked with big companies. I've done work with a bit of work with Eskom. I've done a bit of work with Exaro. That's one of the biggest mining companies in SA, probably in Africa as well. So I work with those companies, and I dared to dream where I literally was like, I need to be independent. So through independence, I was like, I need to start my own thing, and through doing this boot camp Stratton, I think you guys know I used to do my boot camps in my ground, and I moved around from Krill High to Springbok to this other church here, and then to Krill Park. That's a story for another day. But I've moved around with the journey, so I was like, maybe it's time I have my own facility. Maybe it's time I actually own what I have, because the nini phazamisa, busy background in Vuliana, you lose clients through that and all that. So I was like, no man, I need to have something solid. And then that's when I pursued having a fitness center at the mall. And it's been a journey, but it's been a wonderful journey. I've learned a lot, I've grown a lot. Some people are happy with me, some people are not happy with me, but I guess you'll always be a villain in somebody else's story.
That's true. Definitely, that's really true. That's really true. You can't be loved by everybody. You can't be hated by everybody.
The thing is, you can't go in life. What can I say? You can't go through life trying to please everyone. At the end of the day, you need to do things the way that you see them.
That's true.
But do not allow yourself to be trampled by people.
Yeah, that's really true. And you can't seek validation. But it's really interesting how you said you were in a mild depression.
Yeah.
So for most people, we know that depression really crushes them. Some of them, they really seek validation. Some of them, they try and pursue or try and get out of the cocoon of being depressed, did you have somebody maybe in your corner that you cried upon, or maybe what was your strength in that journey, or rather in that season that you were in?
In life, I think God strategically places people in your life that I like to call them destiny helpers.
Sure.
People who are there to carry you to your destiny or to play a part in carrying you to your destiny. There's formidable people that I've met through my journey.
Sure.
There's a guy I'd like to mention. Actually, let me mention a couple of them. Musa Shadung, Patisizum Cezanne and his wife, Kutso Kukama. Those are the people who are fundamentally in my life, and they all played a role in my life, in terms of getting out of this, how can I say, is it a rut or a sinking hole or a dark space? Those are the people who are advising me. But in that same circle of people, those are the people who took me closer to God. And through that journey without God, I don't think I would have been able to carry on, to go out of the dark space and to carry on the way that I have, and to still lead my life the way that I do. Without God is the centerpiece of it all. And as a growing Christian at the time, as much as, yes, you attend Sunday schools, you attend church, you walk your Christian journey, but you fall back out and you get back on it, you fall back out, get back on it. Life hits you with certain challenges that are really harsh. Reality of life is very harsh.
Yeah, destiny helpers.
Destiny helpers.
How do you get to a point where you can see that this person is meant to take you forward in life, if I may say, or to be your destiny helper? Do you think there is a specific way of which you can find that person, or you see through the conversation or the way they're interested at you or something?
I think God shows up in your life in different ways. This thing when they say energy doesn't lie.
Yeah.
There's things that you know, but you don't know how you know, but you know.
Okay.
So it's a similar thing. You can engage with someone, have a conversation with them, and really feel a certain vibe with them. Right? Okay. Also, I think divinatively, it's still something that you need to constantly pray about. Okay. So that when you do see it, you will know that it's from God. God shows up in different ways. God shows up through provision. We never know ukuthi kusasa sikhona. We never know ukuthi kusasa siyaphila. Nokuthi siwodlani. Ngesinye isikhathi asazi. But then God shows up. And that person who shows up is your destiny helper. That person it takes you further to in a certain situation in a way that you didn't even imagine yourself. Wakwabona ukuthi uswele 5 rand. Yeah. But 5 rand asimali ebhayi, mari ibhayi amanganayo.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Ibhayi amanganayo. And then kuvela umuntu agayi job and then boom, usewuna 5 tag. Isn't that God?
It is. Exactly. Really, it is. Because you actually multiplied the 5 rand to a lot.
Exactly. Exactly.
I've listened to one of your videos. You specifically said that if you want overnight success, or if you want to become an overnight success, you need to be an everyday hustler.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Take us through that.
So sometimes I don't think there's such a thing as an overnight success.
Okay.
It's perceived that way because a person just pops.
Okay.
But you work, no results. You work, no results. You pursue again, you work, and then boom.
Okay.
So having a hit, I call these things a hit, when you actually work on something and then it looks like an overnight success. Okay. That thing is actually a cumulative of years of work, years of experiences, years of blood, sweat and tears, years of failing until you get it right.
Yeah.
So it also goes back to, being a hustler. A hustler is a person who shows up every day in despite of whatever situation they are facing, in despite of whatever hard times they are going through, the pain, the anxiety, the depression, but you still show up. I'll make an example. As a fitness instructor, as a fitness professional, it doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter what I'm going through. I need to show up for my clients with positive energy because they feed from my energy. You understand? So sometimes you're find umuntu ophethe lotho angicabanga ukuthi umuntu ophethe lotho uwina because uphethe kayi-1. Yes, mhlawumbe yenzeka, but uthi uphethe kayi-100 and how many people are betting that? You understand? Even people who are winning in business, if business was so easy, everybody could do it.
That's true.
You understand? But the people who actually make it through are the people who are patient with their journey, who enjoy their journey, who would take all that it comes with in order to be at the top.
Sure.
Which is not an easy thing to do. And
true.
I think, how can I put it down? A selective people can do it because you need to be crazy to do business. You can't be sane and do business. Only crazy people go into business.
Speaking about fitness, you meet a lot of certain different people, different energies, as you spoke about energy, and also be different when it comes to physique, different goals, different motives. How do you retain yourself or retain the state of your mind dealing with a lot of people like that? Maybe omunye usdudla, maybe ufuna ukwehla lose weight, but he or she is not that motivated. Maybe omunye ufuna ukugena muscle, but in a wrong motive, but how do you retain your personality or yourself in the midst of different people?
Nothing in this world beats authenticity. Be authentic, have integrity. I think we handle different people differently based on how we relate to each other. All right.
Sure.
So when a person is not motivated, I think this comes through experience,
Sure.
and through the gift that God has granted me and gave me over this life. There's things that I do not know how I handle them.
Okay.
I don't have a step-by-step, how can I put it? A step-by-step process of how I do it. It's very in a divinity.
Sure.
It's very divine. Sometimes I look at a person, I look at a situation, I'm like, I do not know what to do. But Lord, take over. I need you to speak. And I need you to speak life through me.
Sure.
I need you to help me help this person. And it's through such prayers, such many prayers in between moments that help me know how to deal with certain people and how to carry myself in certain situations.
Sure. And it's important. So, as you say, you might say it's important for a person to depend more on God than your own self.
You absolutely have to. Absolutely have to, because if you rely on your own intelligence, your own knowledge, you are bound to fail. Bound to fail.
Because now you're depending on your own capability. Sure.
You won't, trust me. Trust me, I've been in this world for 32 years now. There's some who have lived it longer and they all can attest to this. Your life is nothing without God.
Sure. Yeah, that's true.
Try it and see how it goes.
Experience.
I have.
You have.
I have. There's some moments where arrogance takes over. And you think you know. And that's the thing about life. You never arrive. But stay humble. Stay humble. They actually mean it. Stay humble.
For a young person who is out there gallivanting.
Yeah.
Being a young man, maybe 20, on your early 20s, what is the best advice that you can give? As we can see these days, it's pretty hard to find a good man to look up to, or rather to find a young man who's in the journey of becoming themselves, or rather without involving certain things of which is Bonayo these days. So what is your biggest advice when it comes to a young man who's still growing up? A young man who experience a life, but in a bad way. What would you say to that young man?
Hey, do not waste your 20s, man. It's our life. Because I've lived myself, you know. Ngikruvile, ngidlalile ngeingane, hayi kakhulu, but
Khona lo.
khona ngibile umjito. You know. I'm married now. You know, and I can't. I'm failing to put it to words. It's the best experience ever because it's so peaceful.
Yeah.
It's so peaceful. In your 20s, early 20s, mid 20s, it's usually the age where you're trying to find yourself.
Sure.
Not saying don't have fun, right? Have fun, but not in a destructive way. You know, direction is more important than speed. You know, even if you're a guy who goes out and hangs with friends, you know, still know what your focus is. You know, and don't be deterred by the journey. Be umuntu or easily influenced.
Okay.
If you are deciding to go have fun, let that be on your own terms.
Yeah, true.
Let that be on your own terms. Don't go have fun because you pressure, you know. Because it's very rough out there. The economy is very rough. You know, more and more people in the youth are into drugs. You know, they're not progressing in life. Of which I wouldn't say just because you are grooving in your 20s doesn't mean you will not make it in your life.
That's true.
We're just saying have your fun, but do not be destructive.
Yeah.
And do not be distracted. Don't let what that fun stand in the way of your purpose, of your dreams, and all the things that you are trying to pursue.
Yeah.
You know, there's things that stay with you. I like to call them the dreams of your inner child. They stay with you throughout your entire life, and they will bother you until you do something about them. So if you find yourself, just always remember that inner child. No matter what your age is, whether you are 25, 30, 35, 40, remember your inner child dreams, and just try to be in line with them as much as possible.
Sure.
Because there's yabona mos babathu uzala umbethe.
Yes,
You know, shuthi uze emhlabeni khona into oyiphethe. And masoshona ushona izana zakho sezivulekile. Meaning that there's a gift that you are carrying that you're supposed to give back to the world.
That's true.
So make sure that that gift is being utilized in a way that is not only serving you, but serving the greater kingdom that you serve.
That's true.
Hopefully that's not in the darkness.
Yeah, because it leads to death. But the wages of sin is death.
It is. It's tough. It's tough out there, man.
What would you advise maybe young men? I'm getting more into young men, but women also. What is the biggest advice that you can give? Okay, someone who's at school, we know these days young kids at school are not motivated that much to continue with school. Maybe some of them they have the idea of making money, but they don't have the right plan or the right action to take. Some of them maybe are span, they just went out of school by seven, but they're really not motivated about the thing they're doing at work. Is it possible for them to start a business maybe and make money, thinking maybe which they can pop at the same time? What's your take on that? Should a person work until they are ready to start a business, or what is your take on that?
It's relative to responsibilities that you have.
Okay.
You know, maybe 5 years ago,
Yeah.
being a man who has no responsibilities, I'd say, hey, man, go for it. Open a business. I don't care if you're 18, 19, 20, 21. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, once you start having kids, once you start having a wife or a husband, you know, you're taking care of home, you're the breadwinner, kaya, and all those things, you carry certain responsibilities with you. So you shouldn't be reckless with those responsibilities. You know, if you have an opportunity to work. And because that work is a source of income, an income that sustains your life and gives you income for you to invest into your business until it can sustain itself.
Yeah.
You know, so if the opportunity corner to work. You understand?
Okay.
But do not lose the passion, do not lose the drive, do not lose the light on the business side. You know, if anything, looking at SA right now, having one stream of income is not enough.
That's true.
You know, the value of the rand is dropping by the year. You know, and the responsibilities are getting greater and greater by every year. So, if you have the opportunity to work, do what you have to do. Yeah, do what you have to do until you can own your time. You know, I wouldn't say be reckless. I think right now I've matured. I've seen, you know, certain responsibilities that I carry myself. So that I cannot be reckless doing work just because it's not my passion and then I'm not going to do it. No. Use that as an opportunity. Use that source of income to invest in your business, because you can, if now you're saying you're starting a business, you don't have income coming in. What's your give or take and what's your responsibilities?
That's true.
So use that income as an investment into your business until the business can, you know, sustain itself and also pay you.
I once had a quote, or I once saw a quote that says that God buys time from your destiny for you to serve, to become the person ready for the destiny that you are actually made to serve. So I think it's important maybe for a young man also to understand, Uti, what you're doing right now, you might be doing it, but God is actually preparing you for the real thing.
Exactly. Every single thing that you go through, right? I'm not saying that cannot be altered or influenced or changed or whatsoever it may be. But everything that you are facing or going through is meant to build you for you to become the person that God has destined you for you to be. At times it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't make sense. I'll make an example. I never always knew that I'll be in business. Right? But I grew up in Kaya where mom loves watching soapies. So bega soapy in Umbangu. So back in the day there was this character called Upeko. So Upeko was I think played by Urapulana. So he was a CEO Mukwebo Holdings in the soapy. Right. As a young man looking, I was like, I see myself as that. You know, I see myself as a CEO, right? But I never quite understood how is it going to happen. Living in a mining town, like, what are you thinking? You know? Fine, I worked at my power station, I worked in mine, and went through depression from that, and that started my journey of being in business. And being in business, I'm introduced into business by businessmen. Right? Those were my destiny helpers at the time. I couldn't have connected those dots at any time and be like, I will always be in business. That hardship of being in debt and having depression, those were the moments that were building me for me to be the man that I was supposed to be. You get what I'm saying? So you can't predict that. So you're gonna go through things in life that do not make sense at all. They do not make sense at all. However, they are part of your journey. There's a certain lesson that you must learn from that experience that's gonna carry you. You're only gonna see it once it happens. And then the one among is there's things that you know, but you don't know how you know them, but you know. When you see them, you will know.
Shooting period unfolds as you journey through.
Exactly. Precisely.
It's wise.
It unlocks itself. You know. the best you can do is be authentic,
Yeah.
and be a person who serves,
Sure.
who serves God, serves in your faith, and be truly authentic and humble about it.
Yeah.
Because uNkulunkulu usebenzisa into eyidelelekile.
Yeah, that's true.
uNkulunkulu angasebenzisa umuntu oklina ingadi la, or also othanyela istrati to connect you to someone. Avela akho athi yazi kuneantwana manje eso isipana into eso manje awuyibhekele lapho. You understand? uNkulunkulu usebenzisa into eyidelelekile.
Yeah, true.
You would never know where your destiny helper is going to come from.
That's true.
And usually your destiny helpers do not come in luxury. They do not come wearing suits and clean haircuts, expensive watches and expensive whips. uNkulunkulu usenza into eyidelelekile. So when I say to be humble about it.
True.
Even if you work in a workspace, you the same respect you give to the cleaner, the same respect you give to your senior.
That's true.
Same and equal.
Same. Recognize the person first before you see their position.
That's true.
That way you wanna find your way in life. You wanna find your way in life. You never know.
What is the dream for Touch Active in the next coming 5 years? Do you see yourself maybe being abroad at any time soon, or rather later, in becoming the beacon for fitness? What is the dream for Touch Active in the next coming 5 years?
I see Touch Active being a fitness chain. I see Touch Active being the face of fitness in South Africa and Africa at large. I see Touch Active competing with the biggest brands that have been standing for decades and decades of years. I see Touch Active being a place of sanctuary where people find themselves. I see Touch Active being a place where people can build relationships and have conversations and have laughs. Where if they walk into that space, they're going to walk out a happier person, a more peaceful person. They'll walk out a more creative person. They will walk out being decisive in their decisions. That's the vision I have for Touch Active. I see Touch Active being a fitness chain all over SA, into Africa. God willing, we'll take it international as well, or overseas or whatever the case may be. But I see it being a big fitness franchise all over the world. And that's the vision that I have. So far I started with one. So a journey of 1,000 steps starts with one step. So I've taken the step now. Let's see how far can we take it.
And it unfolds as much as you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Precisely.
It's really beautiful, man. It's really beautiful. I know that God knows our plans. He has He has great plans for our future. Plans to prosper us and not to harm us, but to give us a bright future.
Indeed.
And so, anything that we speak with our mouths, it comes to manifestation.
Exactly.
The right time, the right chance.
Yes.
Definitely, I believe God will open the doors, man. And He'll open the right people for you. And may God bless everything that you do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And so, what is the last words that you can say to a person who's maybe in that state that you were in, depressed, doesn't see what tomorrow will be like, or maybe wants to give up on life completely? What is the biggest advice that you can give to that person?
See, if you're going through something, that means you're in a dark space. That means you're in a hard space.
Sure.
That means you're going through a certain level of pain.
Yeah.
So if you are going through pain, man, you might as well get a reward from it.
Okay.
You've paid the price already. So get a reward from it. Get a reward from it. Do something about it. It comes down to what do you do? Because there's always something you can do about a certain situation.
Yeah.
Though we can feel like there's nothing I can do. But trust you me, there's always something you can do about it. So for that person who's struggling, for that person who's confused, for that person who wants to, give up, don't.
Yeah.
Just do something. There's a saying that I like to say, I was like, nothing for nothing, but something for a millimeter.
Okay.
Nothing for nothing, but something for a millimeter.
Yeah.
That means if you just move a little, you're closer to where you should be. Just move. Just move. And I think so many dreams die because people do not execute their thoughts. Right? And the next level of our lives lies in us lies in us getting our ideas past the idea level.
Okay.
It's so hard to complete an idea. You can have thoughts on certain ideas that so this will be our outcome. But if you do not take action, iphelela lapho. So do something about it. And whatever you are thinking about, if you are still thinking about it, you're already late. You should be moving. So if you can narrow the time between an idea or a thought and action, the sooner and quicker you would be able to move out of that dark space. Because if you do something, there's positivity bonds positivity. All right. So if you take a bit of action, it's gonna yield a result. But if you do nothing, nothing's gonna change. Nothing will happen. So nothing for nothing, but something for a millimeter. So do something about it. And if you are still thinking, you're already late.
Sure.
So think and execute. Think and execute.
Work on your feet.
Work. Compared. Sometimes we do not know. I like to draw this what I'm saying based on my experiences. I've been fired a couple of times because I believed in what I believed in and I stood my ground. Right. So as you know, I used to run a boot camp and then for some reason, I don't know, but I kept on going. You know, I was like, even if I do this thing on the street, I will do it on the street. If I do it in the parking lot, I'll do it in the parking lot. All right. It literally started with I'm a cone. You get what I'm saying? I'm a cone, speed cones. Yeah. And those speed cones, just by doing something about like getting people to move, like having that consistent action, it builds a facility.
Just imagine.
It built a facility. Sure. And how many people is it servicing? But had I given up, what would my life be?
You could have been in the same state.
Yeah, it would have been dissipated in that very moment. And then when I'm I know. No, do something about it. I'm like, okay, this is the situation, but what can I do? No. You go and move on and get the next space. You know, talk to people. What's out there? What can I do? Sure. But if you fold, once you stand still or once you are idle, you regress.
Sure.
Once you are idle, you regress. So I mean that only one automatically will be able to move.
Yeah, no.
So, you know, the magic of it all is continue doing something about the things that you are facing and just be consistent at it. Eventually, something's going to give, a door will open, and that door will open. You never know how far it's going to take you. You can be on the top of a mountain today. You can be at the top of a mountain today, and tomorrow you're at the bottom of it.
Sure. Yeah, no.
Because every pinnacle is the beginning of an even higher destination.
Yeah, true. No, that's true. Thank you so much, Thabo the Don. Yeah, no, I've experienced the dawn today. I've experienced it calmly so.
No, thanks for having me, man.
I've experienced the dawn and may the Lord bless you. And I believe, man, like my biggest goal for this year is to get more young men and to collaborate maybe with our older men and to literally like share ideas, to share knowledge, to share wisdom. I feel like if it's possible, maybe in the coming 2-3 months, we can maybe initiate that thing where we'll meet as young men. Maybe we'll have the boot camp where we'll be young men, speak, teach, share visions, confess things of which is just Klupa as young men. I feel like it's needed. We can't sit behind and relax seeing our young men bangena into drugs, bangena into alcoholism, some of them, but Mantombazana every weekend. And it's for me, it doesn't sit well and it doesn't give me peace at all. But by the grace of God, and if it's what needs to happen, then God will make it possible. But all the best. So, abantu abafuna ukuthola, abantu abafuna ukujoina i-gym, i-Touch Active, where can they get contact with you, or where can they find you?
Just go on IG, go on Facebook.
Okay.
Facebook and IG predominantly. Just search Touch Active. It's at Touch TOUCH _ active ACTIVE. Send a DM or just check our page. We'll be more than welcome to take your query.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So the joining fee and all that they will get.
Just go online, guys. Go online, go on the website. Don't want to say everything now. Just go on the website, touchactive.net.
Okay.
Social media, Facebook, Instagram, Touch Active. Every information will be there.
So they can also follow your personal page at Thabo
the Don.
Okay.
Thabo the Don.
I see the dawn unfolding, but yeah. I love how calm you are, bro. I see myself being calmer as I grow. I feel like my bit skeptical is a bit,
you know where the magic is.
Sure.
The magic lies in the consistency.
Yeah.
You just get better at it.
True.
Better at it. Next thing, your body knows before your brain even knows.
Okay.
And your body just does it.
Yeah. It becomes natural.
Yeah. So what you're doing is good.
Sure.
And I'm glad that you mentioned something that it doesn't sit well with you watching young men or young people, in a sense, destroying their lives.
Yeah.
And you are doing something about it, being that voice of positivity, being that voice of influence, opening up a platform where people can engage. Anything can happen from here.
Yeah, that's true.
Anything can happen. You don't know who's listening. You don't know who's watching. Your destiny helpers are watching this. And I pray right now to whoever who bears witness to this voice right now, whoever bears witness to this voice and these images or these visuals right now, when they hear about this, may they not rest until they can help you. Until they can help you execute ideas, until they can help you for you to execute your vision.
Yes. I receive. Sure. I received that in the mighty name of Jesus. I receive. Thank you so much, Thabo, and all the best, man. All the best. And hopefully, maybe you might be the one person to bring that vision to pass. But it's really in my heart. I don't want to lie. It's really in my heart.
Let's connect. Let's see what we can do.
Okay.
Maybe let's get some seniors. Let's get people who can invest, pop a little something, and let's do something. Let's be creative. We'll see. I think we need the wisdom of the older ones and the creativity of the younger ones.
That's true.
And blend that so we can make magic.
That's true. All the best. All the best. Yeah, I think that's how we close it, man. Nothing more, nothing less. But clean. It's rather keep it clean, keep it simple and nice. And yeah, to those who are inspired, don't forget to share. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are available on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And we are the Nuggets of Inspiration Podcast. TikTok, the Nuggets of Inspiration Pod. Facebook, Nuggets of Inspiration Podcast. YouTube, we are the Nuggets of Inspiration Podcast. And so, like, subscribe, and share. And yeah, buy us some KP. Sponsored and brought to you by KP. Buy us some KP on the link below. I'm prophesying that. Buy us some KP. I'm not saying buy us some coffee. Buy us some KP. That it can keep us going and motivated. From the Nuggets of Inspiration Podcast, that's how we close it. Thank you very much.